Tonight we're tracking the effects of winter weather as we have for most of the week. Chopper 10 flew over Hampton Roads to get this bird's eye view of the snow.
You can see everything is snow covered, and that's why most schools are closed again tomorrow. The list of closures is scrolling at the bottom of your screen, and we are constantly updating it.
Well, tonight the concern is the snow turning to ice on the road.
We're on your side with team coverage. Liz Palka is in Hampton. Jason Marks is in Virginia Beach.
Joe Fisher's in Portsmouth. We're going to start things off with our chief meteorologist, Don Slater. Any more snow in the forecast first off?
Well, we could see a flurry or two coming up tomorrow, but it would be the same effect as what we had during the afternoon today. During the late afternoon, we just saw a flurry or two, and that's about it. Is there any snow out there right now? No, there is not. We are looking at things that are mostly cloudy throughout the area, but there's no snowfall. There's some snowfall way out off to the south into southern North Carolina, but again, we've got no snowfall coming up overnight, and there's no snowfall to speak of in the forecast. We can see a flurry or two, as I mentioned, for tomorrow. Current temperature readings around 30, 34 degrees, 29 already into Wakefield, and a uniform snow cover throughout most of the area. We've got at least 4 inches throughout most of the area, a little bit less into southern Virginia Beach and into North Carolina, but there's snow on the ground pretty much everywhere. And that aids in dropping our temperatures on down. And we'll see temperatures drop overnight to around 20 well inland to around 25, maybe 28 degrees right at the water's edge. So that's obviously cold enough to see all of that stuff freeze over again. Here's a look at what we've got on a wider view. Pretty much the same story, around 20, 25 degrees for an overnight low. Now, as you know, really, you've been through this. We've had enough drills on this over the past several weeks. That black ice, well, it's just that light sheen. Really, it's less slush than this usually. Turns into black ice, but the slush is just all over the place in residential neighborhoods, and that creates this crunchy stuff. And it's going to be mostly white ice overnight, but some areas. And watch behind Liz Palka. You can kind of see the shiny street where she's at. I can see it in that picture. So we can see some black ice in areas like that. And then for Friday and Saturday, below freezing. When are we going to warm up? We do have hope in sight, and I'll tell you all about it in a few minutes.
All right, and our team coverage continues on the Peninsula. Hampton, Newport News, Williamsburg, they saw the most amount of snow.
10 on your side's Liz Palka joins us now live in Hampton. So, Liz, how are things looking now?
Well, Nicole, everyone's saying the same thing. Those neighborhood streets are still pretty rough. They're covered in that thick slush. But the main roads like Mercury Boulevard here look great. Hampton Public Works crews are still out treating these, getting ready for that anticipated refreeze, while local businesses are still digging out.
The back roads are awful.
Roads like Mercury Boulevard in Hampton are clear as of Thursday night, but residents didn't let those slush-covered neighborhood streets keep them from pizza on this snow day.
About 6 inches of snow on the road.
Can you drive down it?
Yeah, I got here, didn't I? I'm hungry.
Hampton Public Works crews continue to work through the night, and many say they're impressed, not just by what they're seeing locally, but on the interstate too.
I had to drive to Richmond and back today, and I got to say, VDOT's doing a great job out there, guys.
It was a completely different type of snowfall. This snowfall is a lot wetter this week. It's cleaning up really nicely.
Chris Moore would know. He owns lawn care of Hampton Roads, and he and his employees have had a lot of business over the last week.
We try to keep up with the demand pretty much. We get nonstop calls.
Moore was clearing the Marching Elites parking lot off Mercury when we ran into him, and he wasn't stopping there. Or do you have another job to go to after this?
Oh yeah. We'll be going through the night. My guys are working about 24 hours,
While that's a tough schedule, they welcome the change of pace.
It's the demand that us landscapers have to do here. We really need to, make the money when we can in the winter seasons.
The city of Hampton did put out a note just a few hours ago that most city streets have been plowed. Of course, that doesn't count the neighborhood streets, but most city streets have been plowed. And while those plows are out there, because they are still out there treating the roads with brine, while they're out there, police are still following them. They're doing that to make sure drivers stay back and also to increase visibility. Live in Hampton, I'm Liz Palka, 10 on your side.
And while we're on the Peninsula, Williamsburg students have another day off tomorrow because of the roads. Plows were out all day working on main roads like Merrimack Trail. Some of the side roads, they've been slushy as well. Public Works Department says that crews have been working with 6 plows, and by this evening, they were halfway done clearing those residential streets. They expect it would take another day to get it all done.
All right, let's check on the conditions on the south side. 10 on your side's Jason Marks is live now in Virginia Beach.
How's it looking where you are, Jason?
Well, Tom, we were here earlier today in the neighborhood roads, and let me show you the difference. Earlier it was all slushy, and then you could peel off the slush, and you actually got to the road itself. But take a look at the difference now. I mean, this is all ice, and this is the reason why there's no school tomorrow in Virginia Beach. It just seems like this keeps happening again and again, and we just can't get rid of it.
It's exhausting.
Another night in Virginia Beach full of frozen neighborhood streets. That means another day of no school.
I'm extremely tired of it, but I understand it.
Rebecca Baja has 2 children in the school system who aren't going to complain about snowball fights instead of homework.
I'm a stay-at-home working mom, so when they're off school, it kind of gets annoying after a while. We just had Christmas break, so. But the bus drivers, it's more dangerous for them to go out with the kids, so I understand it.
The snow came down hard and it didn't stop for hours. It left its mark on the roads and on top of Tammy Castro's car.
I go to the window and I look and I see this tree laying on top of my car. I was scared at first. I was like, my car, my baby, it's all paid off.
She had no idea what damage was below.
We didn't know what kind of condition the car was in because all you could see is literally the quarter or the panel of the driver's side door.
Good news for her, the car is okay, but the day was shot.
Yeah, this definitely was not something I wanted to wake up to.
Down the street,
it's a lot easier than last week.
Paul Fletcher spent his day with a shovel in hand.
It's good exercise.
He's clearing his 3rd driveway of the afternoon.
No, I don't mind it. Once in a while, Hey, Mom.
Yeah, he made his mom proud. It was just another snow day in the city. Just remember, though, spring is right around the corner.
I'm counting the days. I just posted that all this snow is doing is making us all fat because all we're doing is sitting around and eating.
Earlier today, like we said, this was good. I mean, this was not plowed, obviously. The city does not plow these streets, but you can see it's a sheet of ice. Now, let me show you the difference here real fast. This is Lynn Haven Parkway over here. Lynn Haven was plowed, obviously. It's a major road. But if you take a look at it, right over there in that area, I walked out in it a couple minutes ago. That's actually all ice. It's very slippery, and you can't tell. And these cars are continuing to drive at a very high rate speed down it. If they were to happen to hit the brakes right about there, they would go sliding. That's how slippery it is out there. So you really, if you're going out, be aware that there are spots like that where you can't see it, but it is just pure ice out there. That's the latest here at Virginia Beach. Jason Marks, 10 on your side.
Good advice for all of us. Now we're going to check in with 10 on your side's Joe Fisher live in Portsmouth.
So, Joe, how are things looking in Portsmouth?
Things are looking very good, Tom and Nicole. Nothing falling from the sky, none of that white stuff that we saw even into the better part of the afternoon today. It's a sigh of relief. Nothing's coming down. It's pretty clear the roads are obviously a mess, but today was really all about digging out from this storm, clearing the driveways and the roadways, that back-breaking work shoveling, but for some, an opportunity to make a little snow money. It's been a day of pushing.
Yeah, it's heavy.
Lifting.
This is serious snow.
Even chopping.
It's actually a little worse than what I thought.
Clearing the snow is what it was all about in Old Town today. Bill Petkovsky from New York is disappointed. The snow, something he tries to avoid.
I actually don't prefer the snow. That's why I moved a little farther south. I'm a little upset and dismayed that we have this much snow.
But for others,
I've been doing this.
The snow excites.
So I'm used to it.
An opportunity for Vetri Riddick to make some extra cash.
Yep, we gotta make the money.
She spent the day out in the elements, but boy, did she come prepared.
I'm nice and warm. I got 3 shirts, 2 pair of pants, 2 socks. I'm happy. I'm nice and warm.
$200 is the payday she was hoping for.
And we broke. We ain't got no money.
So she's working.
Yeah, so we out this neighborhood walking around.
This isn't her first snowstorm shoveling. Door knocking is how she gets new customers.
We got 3 more go. So
all to be finished before dark. Before the temperatures start to plummet.
And there's still ice from the last time.
More ice expected overnight. Slushy roads that could freeze over. The potential for traffic trouble.
These roads are horrible.
Might just add to the headache of what has now been 2 weeks filled with snow.
It's just right at the freezing mark right now. And so because it's so slushy, this will freeze over, and it will be very unsafe and dangerous to transit on these roads and move around.
And crews in Portsmouth tell me that they're ready for tonight, anticipating that freeze across most of the roadways. They stocked up last night with salt and sand. But of course, those residential streets, just forget about it. They're going to be a mess. So tomorrow morning, just make sure to take it easy. We're live in Portsmouth tonight. I'm Joe Fisher, 10 on your side.